Officially in the dog days of summer, increased sun exposure can really do damage to our skin. We are all aware we need to protect our skin from harmful rays. However, over 1/3 of people still use sunscreen incorrectly, making them more susceptible to skin discoloration, burns, blistering, and even melanoma. Joining us is dermatologist Dr. Navin Arora, sharing his tips on how to properly take care of our skin during the summer months. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
You're welcome. So what is the difference between, say, sunblock and suntan lotion that people use?
Sure. So sunblock or sunscreen comes really in two types. Physical blockers that actually have kind of metals such as titanium or zinc oxide, and they actually block the sun rays, while chemical sunscreens absorb the sun rays and transfer it off to heat. Both of them have different mechanisms of how they work, but they do provide adequate protection when used properly. Suntan lotion is, more commonly referred to as the tanning lotion itself, that chemically changes the skin and creates a little bit of a darkening hue to it. But that should not be, confused for sunblock or used in lieu of sunblock, because it does not provide the adequate protection.
Okay, so how often should we be using sunblock?
Yeah, sunblock should really be applied liberally every 2 hours. But it is important to keep in mind that the first application is one of the most important ones, where applying the sunblock in a liberal manner, probably 30 minutes prior to your anticipated sun exposure. So while you're brushing your teeth or before breakfast, and then you're heading out to the park, the beach, etc., that will give enough time for the sun screen to absorb into the skin and do what it needs to do, protect your skin from the rays.
Okay, doctor, how quickly can a person get sunburned?
Believe it or not, a sunburn can occur in 15 to 20 minutes.
Wow.
There are several factors that interplay with that: how fair your skin is and what the UV index is. And the UV index can be from 1 to 11. And I see where you guys are. It's quite high and muggy and hot. So,
Yes.
don't take things for granted, because you don't want it to sneak up on you. Some sunburn can occur quickly, but it could take an hour for the full effect. So it's not one of these things where it's like a temperature burn, but it can occur quickly. So you really want to protect yourselves with hat, clothing, and sunscreen applied liberally and prior to your sun exposure.
And speaking of which, how does sun exposure increase the possibility of getting skin cancer?
Yeah, great question. So, science has shown time and time again that the sun has high energy rays known as ultraviolet radiation. And that comes mainly in two forms that penetrates the ozone, UVA and UVB. And both of them have enough energy to actually cause DNA damage. This DNA damage then can accumulate over the years, resulting in these mutations of the cells that then turn into cancer. So protection early on in life and continued throughout life, regardless if you had skin cancer or not, is really important to protect yourself from continual DNA damage from the sun itself.
Okay, and really quickly, we only have a short amount of time left. So darker skin versus lighter skin, we all need sunscreen, correct?
That's absolutely true. Darker skin, you have more protection, but the sun can still harm my skin type, your skin type, and darker. So it's really important to apply it every day on sun exposed areas and be diligent with it.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Navin Arora, for being with us.
My pleasure. And thank you for you. And Fort Moore, that's where I went for free deployment for Iraq. So
Oh my
it's a special
gosh.
place. And thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your service.
Thank you. Thank
We
you for having me.
appreciate
It's a
that.
pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. And